All right, guys, so I just witnessed an epic meltdown from TYT's Cenk Uygur that I just had to discuss, right? Because, TYT is a failing propaganda network, okay? And I think there's a whole lot of jealousy involved in this rant from Cenk, in which he's going to go in on Jimmy Dore, Dave Rubin, and Tim Pool, right? And all three of those individuals have something in common that people like Cenk and Anna Kasparian, they just can't stand, right? They just can't stand it, okay? I mean, in this segment, they brought on R.A. the Rugged Man after the whole Tim Pool debacle, right, in which him and Tim Pool almost got in a fight, right, over who has been victimized the most, Tim Pool or black people. But they brought on R.A. the Rugged Man, I guess, to, I don't know, talk junk, right? Because, I mean, R.A. the Rugged Man is not really even a political figure like that. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. But I'm just saying, the fact they brought him on right after the Tim Pool thing is kind of petty, right? And I've done videos about TYT, going in on Tim Pool and hating on Tim Pool. And I know exactly why they're doing it. They're doing it from a standpoint of jealousy, right? So I actually want to play this clip of Cenk melting down over mainly Jimmy Dore, but also throwing Dave Rubin and Tim Pool in there as well. Take a look.
You and Dore.
No, hell no.
Really?
F Dore, he could F the hell out. I wish I could curse on this show.
It got childish because I seen it on both ends.
Is it childish?
No, it's not both ends, all right. It's not both ends.
Dore and his people were putting up videos of you, when you said, hey, I'd like these shoes, and you tricked the guy to getting your shoes. Oh, look how terrible. And it wasn't terrible. It was a funny skit that was on the internet type of thing.
Listen, now you asked, I got to answer it. Okay,
yeah, of course,
Jimmy says that us and people like Amy Goodman, he insinuates, are CIA, or that we're taking money from Nancy Pelosi. That's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay. A lunatic says things like that.
Okay, I didn't know
and by the way, Jimmy doesn't believe a word of that. Well, then why'd you take our checks, huh, Jimmy? Hey, okay. Why did you take our checks?
I opened it up, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, because I need to clarify for the. If you thought we were taking money from Nancy Pelosi and the CIA, why did you take our money?
You guys not mad at me?
Why did you take our money, Jimmy, huh? You goddamn liar, and you know it. Because why does he sell out for money? Because those same white supremacists go and they give him money through YouTube and all the other things, right? Patreon and stuff. And he sees that, and because he's a greedy little prick who likes to lie nonstop, he goes, ooh, I'll be a right winger. Vaccines, oh no, I'm skeptical about vaccines. Oh no, hey, I think everybody else is taking. Now he says the Green Party might be with the CIA. No, don't give money to anybody else but Jimmy. I don't make peace with goddamn liars, okay? And so I kick their ass for a living. And what is Jimmy now? You're the goddamn joke of the internet, Jimmy Dore. Everybody thinks you're a total and utter fool. Guys. You know why? Because he is. Oh, I think Amy Goodman might be CIA. Give me the money instead. That's goddamn Jimmy Dore for you. So they went to the right. Dave Rubin, same exact thing. Same exact thing. But they say, oh, right wing, you give me more money. Oh, I'll pleasure you. I'll do anything you want. That's who Jimmy Dore is. That's who Tim Pool is. That's who Dave Rubin is.
All right, guys, so you've seen that, you heard that, okay? This guy is obviously unhinged, right? He's unhinged and he's jealous. That's what it is. It's just jealousy, okay? Because, if you guys didn't know, him and Jimmy Dore, and Jimmy Dore is a left-wing progressive commentator, okay, who is not on board with the authoritarian left, right? And that, in my opinion, is what has caused or contributed to a lot of the beef between TYT and Jimmy Dore and all the other people as well, too, that he named. Okay, that's what they all have in common, right? They're on the left, right? But they're just not on the authoritarian left. Okay, and if you're not on the authoritarian left, then according to Cenk Uygur and TYT, then you're a right winger, right? They call Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, and Jimmy Dore right wingers all the time, simply because they're not on the authoritarian left, right? And again, this is a prime example, guys, of how the left works, right? If you don't agree with me 100%, it can't be 99%, it has to be 100%. If you don't agree with me 100%, then you a right winger, right? And if you're in media, right, and if you're on the left as well too, and you don't agree with authoritarian left, then you have a audience of white supremacists, right? And that you're simply selling out for money, right? regardless of whether or not, you're standing on the principles that, hey, you know what, I just don't agree with this, vaccine mandate. I don't agree with, this authoritarianism from the left in regards to censorship. There's a lot of people on the left that don't agree with that, right? But if you're on the left and you don't agree with that, extremists like Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasparian, they get mad at you and they smear you. Now, there's also been some other things that have been going on between Cenk Uygur and Jimmy Dore, right, behind the scenes, because Jimmy Dore used to work at the TYT network, okay? And there was a whole kind of drama going on between Jimmy Dore and Anna Kasparian, in which I believe that Anna Kasparian was accusing him of, harassment, right? There was a whole saga with that. There was all kinds of crazy stuff going on, right? But TYT, time and time again has been exposed as basically a fake news organization, that they don't actually practice what they preach, right? That what they're doing, their progressive politics, is simply woke virtue signaling, okay? Because Cenk Uygur, right, the same guy on the same network that is supposed to be pro-union, right, pro-union, okay, everybody get paid $15 an hour, okay, workers' rights, he allegedly was very against his own employees at the company unionizing, right? He was very much against it, okay? He went out of his way to try to stop it. But yet he'll tell you on his show on TYT, oh yeah, no, we're pro-union, right? And that Republicans are bad because, generally speaking, they tend to be more against unions, right? Conservatives are bad, but they're evil people. They're not for the worker because they're against unions. But when it comes to his own employees unionizing, oh, no. We can't have all that, right? We can't have all that. But again, Jeff Bezos is evil, right? When he fights against Amazon workers unionizing. Cenk Uygur, on the other hand, it's just good business, right? Again, these guys are so far left, like they're so beyond the pale that, again, they literally think that people that don't agree with them, that are on their side, like Tim Pool, Jimmy Dore, and Dave Rubin, that they're right wingers, right? That's how beyond the pale they are, okay? And this is why they're a failing network, right? Go to any of one of TYT's videos, okay? They're not getting that many views, right? People aren't really watching them like that anymore because, quite simply, they have reached their peak. They can't grow anymore. They don't have any room to grow because they're a one-trick pony. They have nothing else, right? And I think a whole lot of people have gotten turned off by this woke SJW authoritarian left, but they've dug themselves so deep into this hole that they really can't get out of it. They just have to try to maintain whatever audience they have, even though they're shedding audience members and they're not growing anymore, right? But on the other hand, people like Jimmy Dore, people like Tim Pool, people like Dave Rubin, they're continuing to grow. And there's also another progressive commentator. I want to make sure I don't leave her out here. Miss Kim Iverson, who TYT, Anna Kasparian specifically, has hated on, right? Has hated on the woman, okay?
I mean, the fact that Kim Iverson, who, by the way, was an idiotic Tulsi supporter who would attack me incessantly because I actually did my due diligence and read about her record and formed an opinion and thought based on that. She's the one who thinks that she's right about this. She's the, a defender of all white people in the country. White people can never do any harm. They can never do any wrong. And if you ever point to the white nationalists in this country who carry out acts of violence over and over and over again, you're the bad guy. You're the bad guy because you gotta be gloves off when it comes to white nationalists carrying out acts of violence. Focus on the others, don't focus on the young white men. Okay, Kim Iverson is a joke. She's an absolute joke. I don't even know where she came from. I don't know what her background is, what her credentials are to do what she's doing. I know that The Rising was certainly desperate for co-hosts, and I guess they had to resort to her clownish ass doing this, segment.
Yeah, so jealousy, right? Just jealousy, okay? Because to me, Kim Iverson, she fits the same mold that Jimmy Dore, Tim Pool, and Dave Rubin fit, in the sense that she's not an authoritarian, right? She's on the left, she's Tulsi Gabbard, but she's just not an authoritarian. And because of that, she's popular, right? So popular that she's literally carrying the hill, right? She's carrying the hill. So again, look at Kim Iverson on a major news network and Anna Kasparian on failing TYT. And you can easily see why Anna Kasparian would be jealous and mad and do a segment where she takes pop shots at her, right? Basically for no reason, because it's jealousy. Look at somebody like Tim Pool and his viewership. Tim Pool, right, on Tim Pool IRL and probably all his other channels combined, they probably get just as much, if not more views than TYT does, okay? And Tim Pool only has what, maybe, 1.5 million subscribers max, okay? Matter of fact, just on his Tim Pool IRL channel, he basically has the same performance and output as TYT, right? And TYT has 5 million subscribers, right? So with that being said, yeah, that is the reason why they're so upset, because Tim Pool is more successful than them and he has way less resources, right? More views. He doesn't have a full-blown TV network, okay? I mean, TYT is on they're part of some cable networks. Tim Pool gets just as much reach. He probably makes just as much money, if not more money, than their network does. So yeah, you can see why Cenk hates them, and that's why he tried to say, "Oh, well, they're just doing it for money. They're just appeasing the right wing for money." When no, they're not right wing. They'll tell you that any day of the week when it comes to the economic policies. They just are not on board with this far left social agenda. Same thing with Dave Rubin. Even though he's LGBTQ, the dude is just not on board with authoritarianism, right? And the left hates him for that. They hate him for that. This dude is an entrepreneur. I mean, he's a businessman first and foremost. Dude started locals.com. I think he sold it to Rumble. This dude is a businessman, right? So they're jealous at Dave Rubin because, again, he's successful. Jimmy Dore. Again, I mean, he's not getting as much views as they are because he doesn't pump out as much content. But if he was pumping out as much content as they were, he would get more views than they would. So again, a lot of this hate comes from a place of jealousy. TYT and Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasperi, they're simply jealous because their network is not doing as well as these other people who are not on the authoritarian left, okay? And because of that, they feel like they have to take them down, they have to attack them, they have to smear them because their network is failing. And that people like Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, Jimmy Dore, Kim Iverson, they're taking a lot of the audience that TYT has turned off with their far left authoritarianism, and they're getting that audience, right? Their audience is going to other people who are not extremists, right? So again, I mean, like I said, man, I just find this meltdown from Cenk to be hilarious. But I know exactly where it comes from. It comes from a place of jealousy. And as you can tell, these guys are just having a hard time dealing with the fact that their network is failing, that nobody watches them anymore, that they're irrelevant. They haven't been relevant in 5 years. And they just can't deal with it. They can't deal with people who used to work at their network or people who are not as qualified as them being more successful than them in their own space, right? They can't deal with it, okay? So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.